the Springfield Armory Edge ATC. Let's check it out. Guys, when it comes to the firearm world, I love to see innovation. I love to see existing designs that have been proven over the years and really taken over the top. Springfield Armory has introduced their Edge ATC, which stands for Accurizing Tactical Chassis. This has taken the forend of the AR-15 and completely removed it, not only from the barrel, but even the barrel nut. It's a monolithic chassis that just ensures accuracy. In fact, they guarantee that this will be an MOA Group at 100 yards with match ammunition. Guys, it'll do it. The one thing about the ATC is it's pretty heavy because this system, you can see, I mean, it is a totally unique looking rifle. And guys, out at the range, it is a sweet shooting rifle with a lot of different features. And we want to thank Springfield Armory for sending the ATC for this review. Now, the AR-15 or M16 has been around since 1964 and currently used by the U.S. military and a lot of militaries across the world. It is one of the most popular firearms in the AR-15 version in the United States. It's easy to shoot. It's really accurate. It's really easy also to work on and to repair. This is the Saint Edge. It is an AR-15. But there are some things that have been done to it to improve accuracy. In fact, the free float handguard has become very popular, but it still touches the barrel nut. And the problem is not when you're just carrying it around, but whenever you add a bipod to it, you add lights, lasers, you put it on a bag, you put it on a rest, it can actually affect the accuracy of the rifle because it puts pressure on the barrel. So with the Saint Edge, this has been designed as a whole monolithic receiver at the bottom, which comes out all the way to the end. And then at the top, part of the Picatinny rail system slides in and out of the receiver. So nothing touches the barrel, even at the barrel nut. And the way this is set up is very similar to a bolt action rifle. And we're going to look at field maintenance and how to take off the chassis. The upper actually fits right down into the receiver, just like a bolt action rifle. And Springfield Armory actually guarantees sub MOA groups of 3 shot at 100 yards. That comes with one 20-round PMag, and we're going to check the chamber, and it's empty. Now your entire lower receiver, which accepts standard mil-spec AR-15 parts. It comes all the way out, encompasses the mag well, and then this whole area of the handguard is part of the lower receiver. In fact, you can't even remove your takedown pins and your pivot pins until you pull off the lower receiver. We have an 18-inch melanite finish barrel, mid-length gas system, and this is made by Ballistic Advantage, which makes incredible barrels very accurate. This rifle is fairly heavy at around 10 pounds, but the barrel has a lot to do with it, not necessarily this aluminum chassis. And the chassis is all aluminum, the handguard's all aluminum. But it's in 223 Wild. Which is one of the best calibers for accuracy, where you can fire .223 and .556. The chambers for .556 are just a little bit larger. There's a little bit more of a throat, and so this kind of comes in between the .223, which is typically more accurate, and it shoots the .556 which has actually a little more pressure. And the 223 Wild just kind of shortens the throat and the jump from the bullet to the case and just allows for superior accuracy. Now this is the FDE version, and it's the elite version. There are some things that separate it from the black version, which is the standard Saint Edge ATC. Now the elite ATC has a B5 Systems fully adjustable stock. We have 6 positions on your buffer tube. Right here's your lever. You also have a cheek riser that can be adjusted with these knobs right here. And then we have an adjustable length of pull at the back. And also QD points on either side. Right here at the back you can attach a monopod. There are M-LOK slots. And on the back plate you do have a QD port. Also we have the LaRue Tactical flat bow. It's a flat angle with a little curve on the back. This is a 2-stage trigger. We'll look at the trigger pull, but I can tell you it is phenomenal. And you need that if you're going to get really great accuracy. And this is only on the Elite as well. We also have the B5 Systems grip, and this is at more of a steep angle, has some nice texturing to it. And then we have a lot of the standard features. You have your forward assist, you have your shell deflector, you have a standard USGI charging handle, dust cover, and it does have 223 Wild right here on the dust cover. We have the M16 bolt carrier group, and this is from Springfield Armory. Now the takedown pin and the pivot pin, guys, you can't take it off unless you get ready to work on the rifle, and again you have to remove that lower receiver. I mean, they are in super tight, but that means there is no action between the upper and lower receivers, and so it's going to give you very consistent accuracy. Now we have a flared mag well, and then you have lines here and up front, and this just gives you a little more to grip hold of on the chassis. Now we have a short section of Picatinny rail that runs on the front so you can put on your bipods, and then of course we have the extended version of the Picatinny rail all the way down the handguard. And we have M-LOK slots right here and here at the back of the handguard. And this section right here is cut out just to allow for better cooling. We have one of the Springfield Armory muzzle brakes. This is very effective. This really keeps the recoil down. And then you'll notice the serrations or the lines that go all the way up the front of the lower receiver. Here on the other side we have our standard selector switch and also our bolt release. Embossed Springfield Armory. And here on the other side, Saint Edge. Now this has 3 accurizing points of tension. We have one set screw right here, and we also have a pull out that actually holds in the upper piece of the handguard right here in front of the mag well, and behind the grip screw there's also a little tensioning set screw as well. And you need to know where those are when you remove the chassis from the upper receiver. Now the LaRue Tactical flat bow, it's got that flat face, which makes it really excellent for that consistent pull back. We're going to check the trigger pull. I believe it's like 2.5 pounds to the wall, and then it's 2.25 pounds on the brake. Man, that's sweet. Reset. Right there. It is really fast. Man, that's nice. Now let's check our trigger pull weight with our Lyman trigger gauge and brown nails. We're just going to check the first stage. So right here to the wall, 2 pounds, 8.3 ounces. Now let's go ahead and check the total trigger pull. 3 pounds, 7.6 ounces. Guys, it is sweet. The Arkin Optics 6x24x50. Man, these scopes are excellent, really clear glass, and they're very affordable. Now we're going to start out with some Fiocchi. This is 223, 55 grain, just to kind of get us on paper, sighted in, and then we're going to switch to the gold medal Sierra Match King, because this is 77 grain. So there's going to be a shift, and we're going to have to align it once we get to this, but we just want to get it on paper. And it does come with a 20-round magazine. Now guys, when it comes to the range, this is a heavy rifle, and this is not your running gun. It's not something you're going to be using in 3-gun. I mean, again, the weight, you know, it's over 9 pounds, and then you add the scope. I mean, it is a heavy rifle, but on the bench, it is a stable rifle. It's just very solid. I mean, the chassis itself is very ergonomic, and it just gives you that weight. So it's a very steady environment when you're shooting. You know, out to 100 yards again, I mean, we took it and we shot beautiful groups over and over. But not only just at the bench. I mean, this rifle can be used, you know, in a more tactical situation. Resting on a bag, I mean, this makes it really easy to get behind. You have the weight, but then again, you know that you're going to have that accuracy. And even standing up, you know, we were firing it a number of times, and in the prone position, you know, laying down on the mat, being able to get those shots off. And so this rifle just lends itself to excellent accuracy, but while it is a heavy, it is balanced. And so that makes it really nice to be able to use even in some tactical situations. But honestly, I wouldn't want to carry this all day long. The adjustable stock, it gives you so much potential. You know, you got your cheek riser, you can extend the length of pull, and then, you know, you can adjust the stock itself. And there's a small slot here if you want to put a monopod at the back. And of course, tripods at the front are very easy to attach because everything is right here. I mean, Picatinny rail running all along the bottom. And that's one of the problems a lot of times with your M-LOK rails or your free float rails, is you have to get the little small attachment. With this, it's already here. Of course, optics are important, especially for that clarity of glass, really important glass, keeping, you know, that reticle in a stable position. And that's one of the things about the Arken optics 6x24. This is a beautiful scope. And for the money, I mean, a lot of competitive shooters are going to these Arken optics because the glass is so clear. And so it really allowed for us to get the accuracy that we did. And we do have a review coming up on the Arken optic scope. Now guys, we wanted to take it out. We had to get it sighted in with the scope. Once we got it dialed in, we used Federal Premium Match ammunition. And that's really what they recommend, and it seems like that is what's doing the best. And you want to find the right load, like any rifle, to be able to get that superb accuracy. So we took it out to about 100 yards and just set up our target. And these squares that we're shooting right here are 2 inches. So all of these groups are sub MOA. I mean, they were tiny. And we went just down the line, shooting each one, getting the accuracy, making sure we were taking our time. And I'll tell you guys, this rifle will do it. Now, unfortunately, we were going to take this out to the steel, getting it out to 1, 2, and 300 yards, but it was full. In fact, there was no way for me to get out there. So we're going to take this out later, and we're going to do some accuracy at distance. And we're going to reach it on out to more distance because we have up to 1,000 yards. But guys, whatever 223 will do, or 5.56, this rifle has the potential to make the best out of that caliber. Now, as far as field stripping it for maintenance, to remove the chassis, you just need the supplied hex wrench. Has a long T-handle to it. We're going to start is with the handguard. So right here in this small hole, just take it. Once you find it, there it goes. Just unscrew it. Now it's going to stay in place. You don't have to unscrew it all the way. And then right here with this little knob, you pull it down. And when you do, you can just remove the handguard. And guys, this is on rails and it comes right off. You can see where the attachment points are with the rails. I mean, they're beefy and they ride and they stay completely off the barrel. Next, right here in front of the mag well, once you find it, just loosen it up. You don't have to loosen it up all the way and it won't come out. And it's captive anyway. And then also back here at the trigger guard. And again, you just need to loosen it up. You don't have to take it all the way out. We're going to pop out our takedown pin, and then we're going to push out our pivot pin. It seems to be a little tighter, so take a punch, just pop it out. Now the upper receiver just comes straight out. So it's just like a bolt action rifle. You just place the action right into the receiver. And again, guys, there is no contact with the barrel, even at the barrel nut. Here's your tensioning screw in the back, which a lot of AR-15 lowers are using that because it really does solidify the upper and the lower. Then right here is your second tensioning screw. Then here at the front you have your third tensioning screw, and then we have our lockdown to our handguard. And this actually locks into the handguard. It does not touch the barrel. And so when you pull that little dial down, it just releases the tension on your handguard. And so guys, now you can clean your rifle. I mean, this allows you to maintain it, and so this is what you do to field strip it. For reassembly, we just take our action, our barreled action, and we put it into the receiver, and then you take your takedown pin, and then I take my pivot pin. And I can seem to push the pivot pin in. It's mainly popping it out. Now in reverse order, go ahead and tighten up your grips, tensioning screw. And you want to get that hand tight. And then right here in front of the mag well, just go ahead and tighten it down. And you'll feel it when it hits that little area that locks it down. Next, take your handguard. It just slides over the barrel. Slides right in. When you hit the stop, pull down on the little disc underneath and it goes into place, and now it locks in. And then just tighten up this front tensioning screw. Sometimes I have to find it. There it goes. And just get it hand tight. So guys, we got it fully assembled again. It's not very difficult to do, and you can really get in here and do any kind of work to it if you need to. But it does keep that upper and lower receiver solidly fit together. Then of course, even with your upper handguard. Now as far as pros and cons, first off guys, this rifle can achieve whatever accuracy you can throw at it. I mean, it is a very accurate, capable rifle. Really high quality parts with the ballistic advantage barrel, that mid-length gas system, the brake on the end. I mean, it is so easy to shoot. Now with the Elite version, the LaRue flat bow trigger is exceptional, and the B5 stock system, I mean, it gives you all the points that you need to be able to really hone in and get yourself comfortable behind the bench. The monolithic lower receiver, it just keeps all contact off the barrel, again, even up to the barrel nut. And that is the one point where all AR-15 rifles are going to suffer. And again, it's not when you're taking it out and you're holding it in your hand. It's when you're putting it on a rest, when you're putting it on a bipod. You have lights and lasers and things hanging on it that just give it weight. And that does affect accuracy. It does touch the barrel. And when you're trying to get really superb accuracy, it will affect it. What are the downsides? It's heavy. I mean, it weighs about 10 pounds. So, it's not something you're going to be, again, running and gunning with. It's not really a tactical type close quarter rifle because the barrel is heavy. It gives it a lot of weight, and the chassis, where it is not as heavy as it looks, it still has some weight to it. And then you have the price. The standard Saint Edge ATC runs $1,548, I think, manufacturer suggested retail. When you get to the Elite version with the LaRue flat bow trigger and the B5 systems collapsible adjustable stock, the price then, manufacturer suggested retail, is $18.99. And of course, market price is going to be less. Typically, you can go to your local gun shop and you can price it there. But for what you're getting, and with this system, this is like nothing else on the market. And so if you're looking for that precision, that really excellent accuracy, this is going to be very difficult to beat. Unless you have a bolt action. And, then you can get some really good accuracy, but then again, you've got semi-automatic and even 20 rounds. Or if you want to throw in higher capacity magazines, you can. And it is in 223, which 223 has limited range capability compared to 6.5 Creedmoor or 308. So it won't really surprise me if we see the AR-10 version coming in, fairly soon. So guys, while this isn't your running gun, lightweight tactical carbine, I mean, this definitely, again, has some heft, but there are advantages to heft. And the stability of this rifle on a bench or on a bag or even prone or, again, kneeling, whatever position you're in, it's going to give you more accuracy. And guys, if you've got to make that shot count, this is the rifle that I would like to be behind. And again, we want to thank Springfield Armory for sending the Edge ATC. This has been a great experience. And guys, when you can just put all the rounds in one small hole, it just makes range day awesome. But if you're having to use this in a tactical situation, it's going to be very effective. Rubber Dummies is one of the best training tools on the market, and you get a 10% discount using Sootch00 when you click the link down in the description. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America. Long live the Republic. Accurized. It is the Accurized trigger chassis. Okay. ATC stands for the Accurized. Okay. Now the AR-15. Now the AR-15. What is the AR-15? What is it? Why would usable, utilitarian? Okay. So I take a little punch. So here, oops, and bring down the lever. It's kind of hard to do it behind the camera. Then we have a, okay. They don't give a crap if this is behind the camera or not, so fix it.